Hello everyone. Say that we just finished on preparing BQ part and we wanted to proceed into tendering stage. In this stage, I will show you on how to do tender calling, tender addendum, tender pricing by contractor, and finally, tender comparison by consultant. Let's begin with going to our project. Inside the project builder, as we can see over here, so double click on the project. Once we completed the BQ building process, we can straight away click onto publish to tender. Click publish, click yes, and also yes. Once the BQ is pushed to tendering stage, we can proceed to email this file to the contractor. We can do so by either print final BQ without price and then email them to the contractor as a traditional BQ which they need to fill in by themselves. Or if the contractor happens to have a BuildSpace, we can go straight away to export project and click download. Once downloaded, we will have the file in our downloads file. It will be noted as eBQ file. So this file can be emailed to the contractor who have BuildSpace Pro, and then they will import the file into their system and then they will do your pricing over there. Now, once the tender is published, no amendments can be further made into the description unless we were to do an addendum. So, to proceed with producing an addendum, we can go to the BuildSpace logo and onto the tendering module over here. Once we're in the tendering module, we can see our project indicated on the top part. And then the country, the state, and the status is in tendering. So double click on the project. And then we can see the project is in the tendering stage. Similar to the one in Project Builder, the layout is also similar. Right now, let's proceed to creating an addendum. So go to the project addendum and then click on the add addendum. We can see the addendum is added over here and the status is in progress. So go back to the project breakdown, click into the bill and proceed to enter into our desired items to be produced an addendum on. Take for example, we need to change the vibrator reinforced concrete grade 35 to grade 30. So we can do so by click on the head, right click, click copy, and then straight away right click again and click paste. We can see the whole items inside this head is in yellow. So this is to highlight that the item is in addendum stage. So we can go ahead and proceed to enter the quantity. Take for example, we use the same quantity as before. And then we can proceed to edit the description. Push enter and make amendments. Once finished with that, we can go to the old item description, right click and click delete row. And then click yes. We can see for this particular description, there are no more quantities, rates, and also the description is crossed. We can do as many amendments as we required inside this one particular addendum. So once finished, you can go back to the project addendum and then click on the action button, the status, change to lock, and then click no, and then we can see the status is currently in locked. So when we go back to the project breakdown, we will have an addendum number over here. So we can dive in deeper to see the amended description, and then if we try to amend other description, the system will not allow us to do so. The addendum applies not only to the description amendments, but also if you wanted to do any addition and also any omission to the quantities. Once we completed with the addendum process, we can go to the project addendum and then click export for the contractor to receive the addendum, and then they can proceed to further import the addendum inside the system. Click download. So the downloaded addendum file can be emailed to the contractor for them to take the further action. Now, take for example, the consultant already emailed the tender documents to the contractor. So this is the sample formats of email that will be received by the contractor. So we can go ahead and click on the EBQ file and click downloads on this file. Once downloaded, we can go to the BuildSpace and then click on the tendering, and in here we can do, and in here we have to click on the import tender project and find the project that we already downloaded. Take for example over here, it is in EBQ file, and click open, and then we can see the bills containing inside the EBQ file, and then click import, and then we can see the project will appear up here, and the status indicated as participated. So double click on the project and then take a look inside the description, and then over here the contractor can proceed to price their BQ according to their desired rates. So how to do that? We just go to the project breakdown and click on the import rates, similar to the process that we do previously. Top over here is the contractor's library of rates, and down here is the bills of quantities that needed to be filled. Like for example, we go to the concrete and then we do using master rates, fiber-rated reinforced concrete, grade 30. Go ahead and click import on everything. Click on everything and click import. You can see the price has already been imported to the frame. So do the same action and proceed to complete doing everything inside the BQ. Now, take for example that the consultant already produced an addendum to amend the BQ that they sent earlier. So we can do so by click on the import addendum and then select the EBQ file containing the addendum. Take for example, it's this one. Click open, and then it will state the title of the project and also the bills involved inside the project. So straight away click import. Once finished, we can see the addendum available inside the BQ. as Addendum 1, version 1, Addendum 1 over here. So once we further click on the project, we can see the addendum containing inside the PQ is highlighted in yellow. And so then we can proceed to amend the rates over here, and then it will proceed to automatically calculate the total per unit cost. Once we completed with the PQ pricing, click on the export rates, and then the TR file needed to be emailed or sent to the consultant for them to do the rates comparison from another submission. And then for contractor's own reference, they can proceed to print final PQ with or without price. So for this instance, we will use with price, and then click on print for us to see the final amount that we already submitted to the consultant. Like so. On the consultant's side, we can then proceed to click on the View Tenderers, and then in here we can proceed to go to the tenderer settings, and in tenderer settings we can proceed to enter the contractors that already submitted the tender to us. Take for example for this one, sample contractor A, click save, and also for the sample contractor B, save, and PCK Development Solutions Dirian Berhad. So click save. Now we will have 3 different contractors tendering for this job. So what we can do next is we go to click on the sample contractor A, take for example, and also import the rates that they already submitted earlier through email. So how we do so? We just click on the import contractors rates, select TR file, go to the download documents, and click open. And in here, the system will automatically import the price that has been submitted by contractor A. Similar process applies to sample contractor B and PCK development. So now, once the import rate process from the tenderers has been completed, we can go to the tenderer settings, and in here click on show for all contractors, and then click close. Over here we can see the price difference between the contractors tabulated next to each other. So now take for example, we go deeper into build number 1 and into concrete works. We can see the price difference annotated over here from different contractor, and also the pre-tender estimate has been made by the consultants earlier. And then we can go to the historical rates. Take for example for this reinforced concrete frame grade 30, we click on the historical rates and press enter. Then we can see the historical rates available from the previous project that uses the same description and the same items. We can proceed to click on the columns and click save. So once the historical rates has been imported, follow suit with the either description items. So then we can go back to the tendering, and now we can go to the report and then click on the tendering report. Click on the cadangan membina, and then click on the view tenderers, click on the bill, and go to the tenderer setting. In here, tick all of the tenderers that participated in the project, and then if we double click on the bill item and click on the item rates and total, click on the item rates and total from lowest to highest. Now we can see annotated in green is the lowest price and annotated in red is the highest price, being compared against all of the other contractors inside this column. So we can have this by clicking print and straight away print in PDF format like so, or we can have it inside an Excel file like so. So this is basically a tender comparison report that can be used to compare tenders that have been submitted before a contractor is selected.